Seneca, the Roman Stoic philosopher, wrote, "Life is long if you know how to use it," in his work on the shortness of life. In those pages, he confronts a truth that sounds simple but strikes with surprising depth. The problem is not that human life is too short, but that we allow so much of it to slip through our fingers unused, unfocused, and unnoticed. Life feels short, not because of the number of years we are given, but because of how we invest or waste those years. This statement is not just a philosophical idea, it's a mirror that forces us to confront our habits, distractions, fears, and excuses. It challenges modern life just as powerfully as it challenged the Romans, perhaps even more so today, when the world demands our attention every minute and offers endless ways to stay busy without becoming better. To understand Seneca's message is to reclaim ownership of your time, your attention, and the meaning of your days. Let's explore what he meant and why his wisdom matters now more than ever. Seneca observed that many people drift through life in a fog, preoccupied with mindless routines, social expectations, or the pursuit of pleasures that never satisfy. He wrote that such people are not living, but hanging on to life. They breathe, they move, they consume, but they are not fully conscious of the miracle unfolding through each moment. This is the same today. People scroll endlessly, binge entertainment, chase material status symbols, and fill their schedules with obligations that have nothing to do with their soul's direction. As a result, days blend into months, and months blend into years. Eventually, they look back and wonder where the time went. The tragedy is not that life is too short, but that so little of life is truly lived. Consider a man who spends his life working endlessly at a job he hates, never pausing to ask what he wants or what matters. Or someone so consumed with social approval that they never develop a mind of their own. Or someone who avoids their true calling because fear of failure keeps them in the prison of comfort. In all these cases, time is not used, it is merely endured. And so, life feels short. Seneca's insight points towards something central. The true length of life is not measured in years, but in presence. A life lived consciously, intentionally, and with self-awareness feels longer and fuller than one lived on autopilot. 1 hour of deep, purposeful action can mean more than a week of aimless activity. Seneca believed that attention is the currency of life. Wherever your attention goes, your life goes. Modern neuroscience confirms this. Attention shapes memory, emotion, and identity. You become what you repeatedly focus on. If your attention is scattered across meaningless distractions, life becomes fragmented. Time slips away because you are not anchored in the present. But if your attention is directed toward your growth, your purpose, your craft, your relationships, then even a short life becomes rich. Life expands to the size of your awareness. Seneca's frustration with people of his time mirrors our era almost perfectly. He pointed out that individuals guard their money fiercely, but give away their time without hesitation. Someone would feel insulted if you stole a coin from them, yet they have no problem letting the world steal hours of their life. You guard what you value. You waste what you take for granted. Seneca warned that time is the only possession you cannot reclaim once lost. Gold can be earned again, a house can be rebuilt, a career can be restarted, but not a single moment of time can be returned once it is spent. Yet people squander it in ways they would never squander their wealth. Endless entertainment, gossip, drama, complaints, procrastination, obligations they didn't choose, trying to impress others, regretting the past, worrying about the future. Life doesn't become short because time disappears. Life becomes short because we give it away carelessly. Seneca argued that one of the greatest illusions is mistaking busyness for living well. Even in his time, he saw people rushing everywhere, filling their days with activity, not realizing that movement does not equal progress. A man can run all day in the wrong direction. Many people pride themselves on being busy, juggling tasks, handling responsibilities, multitasking, always on the go. But busyness is often a disguise for emptiness or avoidance. Busyness distracts from uncomfortable truths, unresolved fears, deep questions, and a lack of purpose. Without a central purpose, busyness becomes a form of escape. This is why people can wake up at 60 and suddenly realize they spent their whole life doing what they never wanted in the first place. To use life well, you must ask a bold question: what actually matters and what doesn't? Few dare ask it, fewer live their answer. Seneca insisted that a purposeful life is a long life because purpose concentrates your energy. When you know what matters, you stop wasting time on what doesn't. You choose your battles. You define your path. Your days gain weight and meaning. Purpose is a magnifier of life. Seneca believed that philosophy, the love of wisdom, is the key to using life well. Not philosophy as abstract theories, but philosophy as self-knowledge and self-mastery. To him, wisdom was not academic, it was practical. Wisdom helps you stop living by impulse, stop repeating harmful patterns, recognize what is in your control, accept what is not, overcome fear, and cultivate inner peace. A wise man lives many lives because he is awake in each moment. A foolish man lives only one because he never becomes conscious of the others. Wisdom changes how you experience time. The day of wisdom is longer than a decade of ignorance. One of Seneca's boldest statements is that life is long enough for anyone to achieve greatness if they use it correctly. The problem is not that human lives are too short, but that ambition, discipline, and focus are too diluted. You can reshape your body in a year. You can reshape your mind in months. You can reshape your destiny in a season of intense focus. What takes a lifetime is not transformation, it is hesitation. Seneca believed that a disciplined mind opens time like a blade opens a path through the forest. You cut through obstacles and reach the destination faster because you are not wandering aimlessly. Greatness requires courage to begin, discipline to continue, and clarity to know what to pursue. Given these, life is plenty long. Ultimately, Seneca wants us to awaken to mortality, not to scare us, but to empower us. The awareness of death is what clarifies life. When you remember that you are temporary, you begin to treat time as sacred. People waste time because they assume they have more of it. They delay their dreams because they imagine tomorrow is guaranteed. They procrastinate on becoming who they want to be because life will wait for them. But life waits for no one. Life moves with or without your participation. Seneca wrote that the only difference between a wise man and a foolish one is that the wise man knows he is dying and therefore lives. Life is long if you know how to use it is not a poetic phrase, it is a challenge. Seneca invites you to look at your time like a skilled investor looks at his capital, with seriousness, clarity, and purpose. Life becomes long when you protect your time, direct your attention, eliminate distractions, align with purpose, cultivate wisdom, and live consciously. You cannot add years to your life, but you can add life to your years. And that is what Seneca wanted us to understand. The length of life is not determined by the clock, but by the mind. Use your time well, and life will feel abundant. Misuse it, and life will always feel short. This choice is yours, and it begins now.